बोले श्रीमापति महादेव की सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। Prabhaktajan, Shubh Swagatam, and welcome to this evening's Sandhya. As you join in the fourth evening of devotion with the members of the Charleville Shiva Mandir, this evening, of course, once more again, virtually joining in this beautiful yajna, already performing our Bedi Puja and worship to Bhagwan Shankara, as we are about to join in a beautiful pravachan and katha once more again, taken from the golden pages of the Shiv Mahapuran. Dear devotees and bhaktas, Karavujai, please stand as you join in our opening. Please. Om Sajam Chavarati Samyuktim Vahinayochita Maya Deepagrihan Devasya Trailokyati Midapaham Om Hara 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 Mahadev 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 Jai Shiva Omkara Prabhu Hara Shiva Omkara Jai Shiva Omkara Prabhu Hara Shiva Omkara Om Hara 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 Mahadev Om Hara 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 Mahadev Ekaran Chatunaran Panchanan Raje O Ekaran Chatunaran Panchanan Raje Ansanan Garurasana Vrishavahana Saje Bolo Satyam Shivam Sundaram Bolo Satyam Shivam Sundaram दो भुजे चार चतुर भुजा दस भुजति सोहे ओ दो भुजे चार चतुर भुजा दस भुजति सोहे तीनों रूप निरत का त्रिभुवन जन मोहे ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव अक्षमाला बनमाला मुन्नमाला धारी ओ अक्षमाला बनमाला मुन्नमाला धारी चंदन मृगमर सोहे बोले शशिधारी ओम सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम ओम सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम श्वेतांबर पीतांबर भागंबर अंगे ओ श्वेतांबर पीतांबर भागंबर अंगे ब्रह्मादिक सनकादिक प्रेतादिक संगे बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदर बोले महाबली महादेव की ओम नमः शिवाय करकमकमंडलो और त्रिशूलधारी ओ करे कमकमंडलो और त्रिशूलधारी सुखकारी दुखहारी जगपाल प्रभु हर शिव ओंकारा, जय शिव ओंकारा, प्रभु हर शिव ओंकारा। ओम हर 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 महादेव, ओम हर 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 महादेव, हर 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 महादेव, ओम हर 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 महादेव। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम हर 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 महादेव। बुरेश्वर उमापति महादेव की, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की। My dear devotees and bhaktas, you may have respectful seats. Once more again, Shubh Swagatam and welcome to this evening's Sandhya. Let me take the opportunity to say Swagatam and welcome to all those viewing us via Media Concepts 29 live stream this evening. Bhagwan's blessings to each and everyone. My dear bhaktas and devotees, as you're about to commence a beautiful katha, let us all sit upright. Let us draw our palms together. Let us close the physical eyes as we concentrate upon that beautiful form of Bhagwan Shankar. By whatever name you may call Bhagwan and by whatever form you may visualize him to be, this evening, surrender to his lotus-like feet. As you're about to pray this evening, let us all pray to the Divine Lord, whom is the destroyer, Bhagwan Shankar. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Bhagavan, 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 हमें दया करो। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः, ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः, ओम श्री गुरु चरण कमलेभ्यो नमो नमः, श्री गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Salutations to Lord Ganesh. He is Pratham Deva Puja, the first deity to be worshipped, to remove off all obstacles and hurdles, trials and tribulations. The Divine Lord bestows the blessings of success. Bhagwan, may you continue to guide us and lead us to success. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvigaram Gurume Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Gajananam Bhutaganari Sevitam Kapita Jambu Parasara Vakshatam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Viganeshwara Para Pankajam. Salutations to Lord Shiva. Om Hara Hara Jai Shankara. Om Hara Hara. Everyone together. Hara Hara. Om Hara Hara. Hara Hara Jai Shankara. Om Hara Hara. Hara Hara Jai Shankara. Om Hara Hara. This evening, my dear friends and devotees, As we pray to Lord Shiva, may we offer our love to His lotus-like feet. भगवान हमें दया करो, हमें रक्षा करो, बारंबार नमस्कार करता हूँ. प्रभु, you are the destroyer. May destroy all negative energy that may surround us. May destroy all lust, greed, anger, and hatred. Prabhu, may you fill our hearts, our homes, our mandir with peace, with love, with happiness. As we are about to join in your katha, O Bhagwan, may you purify our intellect, our mind, and our thoughts as we surrender to your lotus-like feet. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Sansara Saram Bhujagendraharam Saravasantam Hidayari Vrinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om Hara Hara. This evening, my dear friends and devotees, whatever trials, whatever tribulations, whatever hurdles you may be experiencing in your life, Bhagwan Shankar is the destroyer. This evening, as we join in this beautiful mantra, pray to Bhagwan. Open your hearts and welcome Lord Shiva. Tell Lord Shiva your problems, your hurdles, your trials, your tribulations, and allow Him to destroy it. And as you do so, my dear friends and devotees, I remind you, as you welcome the presence of Lord Shiva into your hearts, remember to have faith in your prayer, to have confidence in the Divine Lord, and to outpour your love to the feet of Lord Shiva. Nagendrahara Yatrilochanaya Bhasmangaraya Maheshwaraya Nithaya Shodhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om Hara Hara. Everybody, Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om Hara Hara. Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om Hara Hara. Om Hara Hara. Om Hara Hara. Om Hara Hara. With love and devotion. Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om. I remind you this evening, Baba don't hear too good, right? So if you really want me to know that you're chanting, you have to raise the volume a little bit louder. And if the person next to you not chanting, what you have to do? Hit him a hunch. Hara Hara Jai Shankara. Or you really feel it for a chant like that, Lord Shiva will come tomorrow? Jai Bhagwan. Hara Hara Jai Shankara. Jai Bhagwan. Om Hara Hara. Everybody again. Hara Hara Jai Shankara. Om Hara Hara. One more time. Hara Hara Jai Shankara. बुरे श्री उमापति महादेव की, शंकर भगवान की. Sutaji Maharaj, he's about to narrate a beautiful katha to the rishis and the munis. The rishis and munis, my dear friends and devotees, they are asking of the great sage Sutaji Maharaj to tell to them about the greatness of this Lord whose name is Shiva. The Lord who sits on Kailash Parvat, the one who is married to Parvati Devi, the father of Ganesh and Kartikeya. My dear friends and devotees, Sutaji Maharaj, he tells to the rishis and munis gathered there that once there lived a noble Brahmana by the name of Yajnadat. Yajnadat, my dear friends and devotees, he was a great devotee of Bhagwan Shankar. Day and night he will worship Lord Shiva. In the morning, he will wake up at Brahma Murat. What time is Brahma Murat? Anybody knows? What time? Jai Shri Ram. And you know what starts at 4 a.m.? Bhakti Amrit. So you should be awakened already and joining a beautiful bhajans. He awakes at Brahma Murat. And there he begins his worship to whom? To Lord Shiva. Throughout the day he will chant the Panchakshar mantra, the most powerful mantra to Lord Shiva. What is the most powerful mantra to Lord Shiva? Om Namah Shivaya. The Panchakshar mantra, the 5-syllable mantra to Lord Shiva. He was a great bhakta of Bhagwan Shankar. Day and night he will worship that Lord. His Dulahin will support him, and day and night she would assist him in preparing for his worship, for his puja, and for his rituals. But Yajnath had one desire, together with his Dulahin. What is this desire? Sutaji Maharaj Bole, he tells to us through the medium of Katha. Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Bhavavilochana ma bhava Mahapati yajna datika Dekah pujan karhamsa Jadka jarat rahavata Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Yajnath, my dear friends, together with his Dulahin, they would pray day after day to Bhagwan Shankar. And as they go before the beautiful emblem of Lord Shiva, the beautiful lingam, with clasped hands, they would pray, O Bhagwan, hame daya karo, hame raksha karo. My Lord, today again I come before you to pray. Bhagwan, please grant our heart's desire. And as they pray to Lord Shiva, they doesn't ask for anything. Because Yajnath says to his Dulahin, O Dulahin, Bhagwan Shankar, he knows our desire. And they would pray for their heart's desire. But what is their heart's desire? They have been married for many years. And Yajnath, he is praying, Lord, as I advance in age, whom will carry on my kutiya, my mandir? Who will carry on my lineage? O Bhagwan, please bless me with a son. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, they are praying to Lord Shiva for a son. How many of us, if we have a desire and we go before Bhagwan to pray, and 1 week pass in your vrat and we don't get that desire, how many of us give up with God? How many of us, if 1 month pass, Jai Shri Ram? My dear friends, if you are a true bhakta of the Divine Lord, and if you have faith and confidence in God, you will be like Yajnath. He is praying not for days, not for weeks, not for months, but for years. And he isn't questioning the Lord. You know what he says? Bhagwan, I know when the time is right, O Lord, you will bless me with a child, because nothing happens before its time. And Lord, you know when is the best time. So my dear friends, if you are praying for a desire and you didn't receive it yet, do not give up in your prayer. Have more faith in God. Know that God knows the correct timing. He is Mahakal, the Lord of time. He is the Divine Lord of the universe. जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव 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 तब। उमापति महादेव की, शंकर भगवान की। My dear devotees and bhaktas, Yajnath and his Dulahin, they are praying for weeks, months, years, and they are not giving up in their prayer. They are saying, Lord, you know when is the best time, because nothing happens before it. Jai Shri Ram. And as they are praying, finally Lord Shiva, he decides to grant this heart's desire to his bhakta. One day Yajnath went before the Havan and before the Lingam, and he says, Lord, today you will grant me that child. I've never asked for anything, but Lord, I beg of you. And Lord Shiva came in a dream and he told Yajnath, it is not in your patra, it is not in your Jyotishi, it is not written for you to bring forth a child into this world. But he prayed and he cried. Bhagwan Shankar is the father of the universe. He is called Jagat Pita, the universal father. And when a father sees a child crying for something or hurting for something, what would he do? He would try his best to give it to him or her. Bhagwan Shankar, he couldn't bear to see the tears of Yajnath's eyes flowing. He said, oh Yajnath, do not say that I didn't warn you. Because according to your karma, if you bring a child into this world, you will see some problems. Said Bhagwan, please grant me this desire. And Lord Shiva says, Tastu, so it shall be. And Yajnath and his beautiful Dulahin brought forth a child into this world. And as they brought this child into the world, according to the Panchan, the name of this child was given Gunanidhi. Gunanidhi means the one of goodness and well-being. And Gunanidhi, my dear friends, brought so much joy to Yajnath. Just as any parent, when a child has come into the world, words cannot describe that joy. He was so happy. Day after day, he would take this child into the mandir. He would teach him puja. He would teach him how to perform homa. As time is going, he's advancing in age. And he's at that age where he must enter into the Gurukul ashram. At what age one should enter into Gurukul ashram? At what age should one become initiated? According to Shiv Mahapuran, at that very tender age of 5 years old. At the tender age of 5 years old, one should become initiated. Why? Because one must begin to follow the footsteps and the teachings of one's guru, so that that child will be well groomed into Sanatan Dharma. But in today's world, what do? We say, Baba, leave any child, let him get big, and let him make whatever decision he chooses. Whatever path he wants to go, he shall. And we leave the children, and 90% of the time, they choose what path? The adharmic path, the unrighteous path. But if we follow Sanatan Dharma, get them initiated, and get them involved in the mandir, in satsang, in the teachings of the gurus, they'll be well groomed into the dharmic path. It is time for a child to become initiated, to enter into the Gurukul ashram. But a child doesn't want to go into the Gurukul ashram, because in those days, when you go to the Gurukul ashram, you remain there until the Guru sees it fit that you graduate from there. And the mother says, Oh Yajnath, I have waited so many years for a child. I cannot depart from him. I do not want him to go. Leave him. And next year he will go. And every year he will go, the next year, and the next year. And it went on like this until he was a teenager. Becoming a teenager, Gunanidhi, he started to follow the Adharmic company. As his father tried his best to groom him in the path of Sanatana Dharma, and as he started off great, chanting mantras, performing Havan, but when he went out into the material world and he met friends, he was sidetracked. He thought the adharmic things seemed more enjoyable. The grass seemed greener on the... Oh, you never hear that one? The grass seemed greener on the other side. He thought by doing the adharmic things, it brought joy to him. Becoming drunk brought joy to him. Doing everything that was adharmic. He even started to gamble. He thought that brought joy to him. And why is he engaged in these adharmic things? Going to the Madhushala, everybody knows the Madhushala. That is your homework for tomorrow. Tomorrow a lot of people will be in the Madhushala. As he goes to the Madhushala, as he goes to the adharmic places, Sutaji Maharaj Bole, what takes place with a century medium of Katha? As the mother knows, my dear friends and devotees, that Gunanidhi is doing the adharmic things, she hid it from Yajnadat. She knew that Gunanidhi came home drunk, but she didn't tell Yajnadat. How many mothers in today's world do that? If the child come home drunk, you said, I'm going in the room quick, don't let your father see you. Isn't that so? If you see the child do something adharmic, you say, hush, don't say anything. Don't tell your father, go in your room. And then 10 years down the road, you hold your head and bawl and cry. My dear friends, the Dulahin doesn't tell Yajnadat anything. But one day, a neighbor who lived like a family member, he saw Yajnadat. And as he saw Yajnadat, it tempted him. It tempted him to tell Yajnadat what he saw Gunanidhi doing. And as it tempted him, and as he told Yajnadat that Gunanidhi is engaging in adharmic things or righteous things, Gunanidhi is going to the Madhushala, Gunanidhi is going all over and doing adharmic things. Gunanidhi is sinking your name, O Yajnadat. As you build your character and your name and lift your head high and walk, Gunanidhi is sinking your name. And so Yajnadat, he asked, how? Tell me. How you know this? What proof do you have of my son? When a parent hears his son doing the adharmic thing, what we do? Not my son. My son is a good boy. All the time, isn't that so? He says, tell me, how do you know that it is my son who is doing the adharmic thing and you didn't see somebody else and mistaken him for Gunanidhi? He asked Yajnadat, where is Gunanidhi in the night? He says, in his room. How often do you see Gunanidhi? He said, most of my time I spend in my mandir praying. And Gunanidhi is with his mother. He says, oh Yajnadat, I want to ask you one question. Recently, didn't you give your wife a diamond ring? And he said, yes. And the neighbor says, oh Yajnadat, I want you to ask her to show you that ring. And as Yajnadat enters into the home, Katha tells to us this evening, Hara 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 Mahadev, 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 Hara 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 Mahadev. Gunanidhi, my dear friends. As the father enters into the home, he asks the Dulahin, "Where's Gunanidhi?" She can't answer. She says, "He's in his room." He says, "Please tell him to come, I want to see him." She doesn't know what to do because she knows he's not in the room. Yajnadat says, "Oh Dulahin, please, I would like to see the ring that I gave to you recently." And as she goes and she's looking for this ring, she cannot find it. She goes through the whole house and yet she cannot find the ring. Neither can she find Gunanidhi. And the neighbor comes and he says, "Oh Yajnadat, the ring, Gunanidhi had gambled the ring. And the ring was given to a merchant. And as the merchant got the ring, oh Gunanidhi, I knew that this ring was belonged to you. And oh Gunanidhi, oh Yajnadat, I have purchased the ring from the merchant, and today I give it back to you. Please, please, O Yajnadat, pay special attention to your son Gunanidhi." Yajnadat became enraged. His anger got the better of him. And he went to the Madhushala and he held Gunanidhi, take him out from there. And he said, "Listen, from today onwards, you do not belong in my home. You do not belong as part of my family. Please leave and go. You are taking my name down with your behavior." And so, Gunanidhi, he leaves the home and he tells his father, "I do not need you. I do not need your home. I have friends. And my friends will take care of me. And my friends will ensure that I am well." And so, as Gunanidhi leaves and he goes with his friends, what takes place? Gadha tells to us. Hara 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 Mahadev, 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 Hara 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 Mahadev. Bolo Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva, Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva, Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva, Shambhu Mahadeva. Hara 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 Mahadev, Hara Hara Mahadev, Hara 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 Mahadev, Hara Hara Mahadev, Hara 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 Mahadev, Hara 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 Mahadev. Umamati Mahadeva ki. My dear friends, Yajnadat goes to the Madhushala and he tells Gunanidhi, "You no longer belong into my home. You are no longer part of my family." And so Gunanidhi says, "I don't need you. I do not need your money, neither your family. I have friends." And as Gunanidhi goes to one of the home of his friend, he says, "No, you cannot stay here." He goes to the home of another friend and he says, "No, you cannot stay here neither." And Gunanidhi goes to the homes of all of his friends and everybody shut their door on him. Friends will carry you, but they won't. Jai Shri Ram. We have friends and then we have friends again. But a friend in need is a friend in. A friend will never set up another friend. When a friend gave his promise, he would keep that promise. Ramayana says, Raghukula riti sada chali aaye, prana na jaye, para vachana na jaye. When you give your word, it is near and dear as the very breath that you breathe. Friends will always stand at your side and always ensure that you are well taken care of. That is a true friend. Who is the greatest friend in your life? Anybody knows? When you have a problem, who do you tell your problems to? You say, Baba, I have a best friend. And when you tell your best friend your problem here in Mandir, or wherever you are, by the time you reach Mandir Road Junction, everybody know your problem. Isn't that so? But there's a mantra that we chant in every puja. Tvameva mata chapita tvameva tvameva bandhu chasaka tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva tvameva mata chapita tvameva tvameva bandhu chasaka tvameva. God, you are my mother, my father, my friend and companion, everything unto me. Who is your greatest friend? Jai Bhagwan. Your greatest friend then should be Bhagwan. As the mantra declares, we tell God, you are my greatest friend. When you tell that friend your problem, he tells no one, but he lifts you out of your problem. So when you have a problem, who should you tell? Bhagwan. You know what people say, Baba, what mantra to use then? The greatest mantra is the mantra of the heart. Just as you will sit and pour out your love and cry and tell a physical friend in this world, go before your Murti. Sit on your bed, think about God, cry, do anything you have to do, and talk to God from your heart. And Bhagwan will lift you out of your problems. My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, Gunanidhi has no one. Gunanidhi has nowhere to stay. He enters into the forest. And as he enters into the forest, he walks and he finds a beautiful cave. He stays there for a couple days. He has no clothes to wear. He has no food to eat. He now realized how he ill-treated his mother. Now he's missing her because he's missing the clean clothes. He's missing the hot bhojan. My dear friends, as the saying goes, you don't miss the well until Jai Shri Ram. He sits in the cave. He begins to cry for his mother. He sits in the cave, no parsad to eat, no fruits. He begins to think about his father. Because when his father performs puja, he gets prasad. He gets all fruits to eat. He doesn't know what to do. One night, it is the month of Palgun. And whilst in the month of Palgun, it was the 14th Tithi. And Gunanidhi, as he was in the cave and he was feeling very weak because he was hungry. He lied there and he's crying. The God that he didn't want to pray to, he was now grieving to hear the name of God. The mother who he ill-treated, he was now grieving for the food and the clean clothing and the love and affection. The father who he took for granted, he was now missing him. But as he lay in the cave that night, he heard something. As he lay there and he closed the eye, feeling very weak, he heard, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. He heard Om Namah Shivaya coming from a distance. He's craving. As he listens carefully and he hears Om Namah Shivaya, he hears the sound of a bell. He hears the sound of a song, but it's very distant. And Gunanidhi, he felt as though he was re-energized. Why? Whenever you hear mantras being chanted, whenever you hear puja being performed, what there's always? What there? What is always? What is that? Jai Bhagwan. No boy, it have Chandan and Arti ending. Wherever there is puja, there is always bhojan. After bhajan is bhojan. My dear friends, Gunanidhi, hearing this, he begins to follow this sound. And as he is following this sound, Om Namah Shivaya, he begins to chant to Om Namah Shivaya. As his sound begins to get louder, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. He begins to see a light. He begins to chant very softly, Om Namah Shivaya. He is very happy to know that he is going in puja. How many of us are happy to be here tonight? How many of us? Show your hand. Show your one. When you put your hand up like this, yeah, show, yeah? And when you put your hand like this, then you show. Oh, Bhagwan. Just for that, let us chant with Gunanidhi. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Gunanidhi, as he walks and he follows the light, he sees a beautiful mandir. When he looks at the mandir, he sees the devotees beautifully bedecked. He remembered his father. He remembered his mother. When he looked inside of the kutia, inside of the Yajna Shala, as he looked into the Sivala, he saw a beautiful Shivlingam. He saw the devotees are making obligate offerings. He saw the devotees offering the bilva leaves, offering arti. But he saw a man standing there. Who is this man? A very old man. And he recognizes that is his father. He sees Yajnadat standing there. And tears begins to flow from his eyes. He thinks, how I could have been standing there with my father. I could have been joining in prayer with my father. I could have been there doing what my father is doing tonight. But here I am, grieving for this now. And he begins to pray from a distance. When he looks at his clothing, he says, I cannot go. If I go there with this ragged clothing, what will people say? They will run me. They will drive me. He stays from a distance, clasps his hands. Just as when you look through that door, you can see the beautiful Shivlingam. He sees the lingam and he prays. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah. Umapati Mahadeva ki. My dear friends and devotees, from a distance he begins to pray. Om Namah. Oh, you know tomorrow is Shivratri, right? Tomorrow night, that's how you're going to chant for the Lord. If you're calling somebody and you're calling them Bihari, you think they go come? But if you say Bihari, he go here and come, right? And if you say Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Bhagwan. And if you say Om Namah Shivaya, with confidence, the Lord will come, right? Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Namah. One more time. Om Namah Hari Om Namah. Umapati Mahadeva ki. Gunanidhi, my dear friends. He sits there. He sees the lingam and he begins to pray. Om Namah Shivaya. Bhagwan, hame daya karo, hame raksha karo. Prabhu, bless me. Forgive me, Lord, for all the wrong things that I have done. And tears is flowing from his eyes. He says, Lord, forgive me for all of the wrong things that I've done. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. But tonight, forgive me, Lord. How many of us go before Bhagwan and ask for forgiveness? How many of us go before God and admit that you have done something wrong? Not many people, right? Because anything that goes wrong in our lives, we blame everybody else for it. If you bounce your toe, who put that day? But you wasn't watching where you was going. Everything that goes wrong in life, we blame everybody for it. And when it have nobody around, who is blamed? The dog get blamed for it. The neighbor get blamed for it. Jai Shri Ram. When do we blame ourselves for our wrongdoings? How many times do we ask God for forgiveness, and how many times do we admit that I have made a mistake? My dear friends, nobody is perfect. Each and every one of us makes mistakes in life. And you're never too big to seek forgiveness, especially from God. He begins to pray, Lord, forgive me. I know I've made a lot of mistakes, Lord. Find it in your heart, Prabhu, to forgive me. I surrender to your feet. Lord, I wish that I could be by that lingam. And Bhagwan Shankar, he's listening to the prayer. He sits there and he's listening to the bhajan and he begins to sing along. He begins to create devotion there for the Lord. And whilst the devotees will offer the abhishek upon the lingam, Gunanidhi, he will sit there and in his mind he will pray. Sometimes in life, we may not be able to be before a physical lingam or before a physical murti or image of God to pray. Should that stop us from praying? There comes times in life that we may not have the ingredients to perform your puja. You may not have bay leaves. You may not have chandan. Should that stop us from praying? Never. Sit. Through Mansik Puja, you worship God. Mansik Puja is very powerful, my dear devotees. And so, Gunanidhi sits there. As they offer dar, he offers dar too. This evening, through Mansik Puja, let us all worship our Lord. Let us all receive the blessings of Lord Shiva. As we prepare ourselves to observe Mahashivratri tomorrow, we prepare ourselves to welcome the presence of Lord Shiva. Through the medium of offerings, through the medium of chanting the name of Bhagwan, through the medium of glorifying God, we are purifying the mind, the intellect, to receive the darshan of Lord Shiva. This evening, let us all pray. Visualize that beautiful lingam in your minds. Placing your hands on this lingam, surrender to Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Holding that beautiful milk in your hand, we offer upon the lingam, Bhagavan, as I offer this doodh, this milk, which represents purity, Lord. May you purify me. through the medium of this offering. Om Namah Shivaya. Brahma Murari Surachita Lingam Nirmalabhachata Shobhita Lingam Janamaraduka Vinashaka Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Holding the dahi in your hand, that beautiful load of dahi, Bhagwan, I come before you with pure thoughts to make these offerings, O Lord. May you accept this humble offering. And so, he's praying. He holds the ghee in his hand, Prabhu. I come before you with pure actions, O Bhagwan. May you accept this offering. Om Namah Shivaya. Whilst he holds the madhu, the honey, and he offers it, Lord, I offer my love to your lotus-like feet. Hame dhaya karo, O Lord Shiva, may you accept this offering. Om Namah Shivaya. As he holds the cane juice, Bhagwan, I surrender totally my thoughts, my words, my deeds, my action to you, Bhagwan. May you accept this offering. Om Namah Shivaya. He holds the water which represents purity. Bhagwan, may you purify me. Om Namah Shivaya. Very beautifully, Gunanidhi takes the chandan, the vibhuti, the ashes, and it makes the trilochana, the three marks upon the lingam this evening. Likewise, make that beautiful mark upon the Shivalingam. Together, we pray. Kumkum chandana lepita lingam Pankajahadashu Shovitalingam Sanchita Papa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. He holds the mala, and as he holds the mala represents love, because flowers itself, my dear devotees, represents love. And as he holds this with tears flowing from his eyes, Bhagwan, today I seek your forgiveness. Forgive me, O Lord, the two flowers in my life, my mother and my father, I've hurt them. Please, Bhagwan, today as I offer this flower to you with love and devotion, Prabhu, may you bless their hearts to forgive me. May you bless them, my Lord, to forgive me and to welcome me back in their homes. Oh Bhagwan, with love I offer this offering to you. He placed the mala upon the lingam. Om Namah Shivaya. He takes the dhupam, the agarbatti. He performs arti. Bhagwan, may the sweet scent that I offer to you fill my life with sweetness to your lotus-like feet. He holds the arti in his hand, and as he performs arti, he prays. Bhagwan, may this light guide me. May this light guide me now, Lord, to you. Nothing else but to you, Lord. I have realized that nothing and no one in this world really matters. It's all Mahamaya. We can lose it in the snap of a finger, Bhagwan, but you are the most real thing in this world. You are the greatest, O Lord. May this light lead me to you. May this light remove all darkness in my life, lust, greed, anger, and hatred. And may this light bless me with purity, prosperity, and success. O Bhagwan, may you accept this offering. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Gunanidhi. He sees the devotees leaving the mandir. Very few of them remain there. And the few that remain there, it's just minutes to 12. They are sleepy. They are falling asleep on the ground. He's hungry. He sees bhojan. He sees kheer, he sees batasa, he sees sugarcane, he sees fall fruits. He says, as everyone is falling asleep, it is my time to enter and to partake of this prasad, this bhojan that I'm craving for. This is my time. And he chants Om Namah Shivaya very silently in his mind, and he enters into the beautiful Sivala. Everyone is asleep, and as he goes there, he's about to take the pal, the fruit to eat. My dear friends, he's looking. He realized that he cannot see the fruits, he cannot see the prasad. He recognized that as the breeze is blowing, the diya is lighting very dim. He realized that because of this light, I cannot see anything. What should I do? He looked at the lingam, and then he tears his dhoti. Taking a piece of the dhoti, he creates a wick, and he places it into the diya. And lighting this, my dear friends, the entire kutya was well lit. He could now see the prasad, and as he took one of the pal and he's exiting the kutya, my dear friends, the breeze begins to blow. He takes his hand, he says, my Lord, by your blessing today I have something to eat. By your blessing, Bhagwan, today I have a fruit that will help me in my hunger. I cannot allow this light to out with this breeze. I must give back something to you, Lord. I will protect this light from outing. He takes his hand and places it around the diya, my dear friends. And while he places his hand around the diya, it begins to blaze. And while the diya is lighting beautifully, his hand is being scorched. He doesn't move his hand. Tears is flowing from his eye with pain, and he says, Lord, I have created pain in the hearts of many. And today, this is how I burn my karma, Lord. Let me burn it. And he begins chanting in his mind, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And Lord Shiva is seeing how Gunanidhi has repented, how Gunanidhi has prayed for forgiveness. He forgives Gunanidhi. And the breeze, my dear friends, very calmly left. And Gunanidhi took the fruit. And as he's leaving the Sivala, my dear friends, he chants the Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Umapati Mahadeva ki. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Gunanidhi, my dear friends, as he's about to exit the Sivala with the fruit in his hand, remember there are some of the devotees who fell asleep. And as he's exiting the Sivala, remember he couldn't see well. He tripped on one of the gentleman's feet. And whose feet is it? It is his father's. He fell there, and falling there, he fell on his face to the feet of his father. And as he fell, my dear devotees and bhaktas, his father, he waked up. He wasn't allowed to see who is the guy, because remember the person's face is down. He began to bawl, Chor. What is chor? Anybody know? Oh, you know that real good. And all of the people there, they wake up, grabbing anything that they could get now. They begin to beat this fella. And whilst they're hitting him, my dear friends, and he got up and he's about to leave. Remember, he's hungry. Remember, he's weak. He stumbled. He fell at the entrance of the mandir, hitting his head on the beautiful murti of Nandi. My dear friends, his Atma, his soul left through the Muladhara chakra, hitting his head on the Nandi, and falling there now. Mar gaye, he's no longer. Everybody's standing there now. And whilst they are standing there, you see the Dutas of Yamraj coming. And as the Dutas of Yamraj come, they come with club, with a noose, with a rope. Yamraj himself come sitting on the bull. And as he's about to hold the Atma, the soul, and take it, my dear friends, breeze begin to blow. And as the breeze is blowing, the earth begins to quake. And as the earth is quaking, the Dutas of Lord Shiva, they are arriving. And as the Dutas of Shankar Bhagwan came, they are telling the Dutas of Yamraj, listen, you cannot take this soul. This soul belongs to Lord Shiva. Yajnadat realized that this is Gunanidhi. He says, how does this soul belongs to Lord Shiva when Gunanidhi has done so much of wrong things? And the Dutas of Lord Shiva doesn't utter a word, because Bhagwan Shankar himself comes there. From that very lingam, my dear friends and devotees, Bhagwan Shankar, he steps out. It is midnight. It is the month of Palgun. It is the 14th Tithi. It is Maha Shivratri. Bhagwan Shankar coming out of this lingam and standing there very beautifully. He says, this soul belongs amongst my ganas, my dutas. He says, O Yajnadat, Gunanidhi has been suffering from hunger. Throughout this night of Mahashivratri, he had no food to eat, so he was doing what? Fasting. He didn't even know it was Shivratri, but he was fasting. He sat opposite the mandir and he performed Mansik Puja and worship to me. And it was the night of Shivratri. He chanted the Panchakshar mantra, the most powerful mantra to me, Om Namah Shivaya, throughout that night. And he didn't know it was Shivratri. He sat and gazed upon my lingam and he begged for forgiveness. O Yajnadat, I have forgiven Gunanidhi because you have asked for forgiveness and you have changed. When you do something wrong, my dear friends, and Bhagwan forgive you, it is a mistake. And if you do it twice, it's not a mistake. It becomes what? A habit. Bhagwan forgives you for mistakes. He doesn't forgive you for habits. So when you do something wrong once and you seek forgiveness, you will be forgiven. But when you do it twice, it becomes a habit and there's no forgiveness from our Lord. And so, Bhagwan Shankar taking the soul, Yajnadat fall to the feet of Lord Shiva. And as he falls to the feet of Lord Shiva, tears begin to flow from his eyes and he says, my Lord, forgive me. Forgive me, O Lord. Today I beg and I pray for the soul of my son. Lord, I had a difficult decision to make, to let my son go. But Lord, I had to do it. Sometimes in life we have difficult decisions to make. It may seem harsh that Yajnadat has told his son to leave. But because of that, what was the outcome? Gunanidhi attained mukti or moksha, Shiva consciousness, liberation. Yajnadat falling to the feet of Lord Shiva, he begins to pray. Everyone there at the mandir, they are now praying to Bhagwan Shankar. And whilst they pray and receive that blessing, this evening as we terminate our pravachan and katha, let us also receive the blessing of Lord Shiva. Let us also surrender to the feet of Lord Shiva. They welcome the Divine Lord into the mandir. They are performing arti to Lord Shiva. They place the mala upon the neck of Lord Shiva. And Bhagwan Shankar stands there with a beautiful trishul, receiving the offerings. As we prepare ourselves to celebrate Mahashivratri tomorrow, let us take the opportunity to invite the presence of the Lord within our hearts, within our minds, within our homes, our altars, our yagyashalas, into our mandir to receive our offerings. Together, let us all chant. Let us glorify and let us join this beautiful chant. I'm sure everyone knows this chant, and I'm sure that you are going to sing loudly. Because I'm sure everybody has made some mistakes, and everybody needs to ask Lord Shiva for forgiveness. I know that everybody has some desire, and we need to talk to Lord Shiva. I know somebody here and maybe everybody have some trials and tribulations, And we need to meet with who? Not anybody who's advertised on TV and radio. We need to meet with Lord Shiva. And we welcome him as we say, Awo, may you come, my Lord. Awo Beto Chapo Harinam Shivaji ki mandir mein. Everybody? Awo Beto Chapo Harinam Shivaji ki mandir mein. Awo Beto Chapo Harinam Shivaji ki mandir mein. शिवाजी की मंदिर, शिवाजी की मंदिर, शिवाजी की मंदिर में आओ बैठो जपो हरे नाम। शिवाजी की मंदिर में आओ बैठो जपो हरे नाम। शिवाजी की मंदिर में। This evening, let us clap and let us create that joyful sound for Lord Shiva. Remember the person next to you not clapping or singing? What do you have to do? One hunch, right? This evening, clap, glorify. Instead of folding your hands, instead of doing propping your chin, use these hands that God has blessed you with to serve God. When you have problems, we run to God to pray. Tonight, you are given the opportunity to pray to prevent problems. Grasp that opportunity to serve the divine Lord. सोना के यहाँ मूर्ति बनी है, सोना के यहाँ मूर्ति बनी है, सीता और श्री राम शिवाजी के मंदिर में। बोलो सीता और श्री राम शिवाजी के मंदिर में। शिवाजी के मंदिर, शिवाजी के मंदिर, शिवाजी के मंदिर में आओ बैठो जपो हरे नाम। शिवाजी के मंदिर में आओ बैठो जपो हरे नाम। शिवाजी के मंदिर में आओ बैठो जपो हरे नाम। शिवाजी के मंदिर में। बोलो उमापति महादेव की। आओ बैठो जपो हरे नाम। I don't know if you all didn't realize, but I hardly have any voice tonight. So I'm depending on you all to help me. But Jai Bhagwan, I really are getting through day. Together, Shivaji ki mandira. Remember we are in a Shiva mandira? Shivaji ki mandira, Shivaji ki mandira mein आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम। शिवाजी की भगवान, may you come as I jape, as I chant your name with love and devotion. This evening, receive the darshan of Lord Shiva. This evening, as we join in devotion, use this evening devotion to prepare your mind, to prepare your body, to prepare yourself to observe Mahashivratri tomorrow. My dear friends and devotees, this evening's katha has taught us that despite the mistakes that one may make in life, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change. And you are never too old to change and never too old to learn, my dear friends. Better you change now and learn now than before it's too late. Gunanidhi grasped that opportunity to repent. He grasped that opportunity to seek forgiveness. He grasped that opportunity to learn about the greatness of Lord Shiva and seek forgiveness just before he died. None of us knows when that time will come. The bhajan says, Jyoti jana makavaya sadhu. Foolishly you have wasted your life running after the material things. Tonight, Bhagwan Shankar teaches us, Katha teaches us, where Gunanidhi, he thought he found happiness in everything in this world, but it didn't last forever. The material things in this world may make us happy, but it will never last forever. That happiness wouldn't last. Because material things do not last forever. But when you engage in devotion to God and you get happiness there, when you are happy when you come to the mandir tonight, when you sing and chant and glorify the Lord and feel that happiness, that is eternal happiness, my dear friends. So when you get the opportunity to come and to serve God and to join in satsang, grasp that opportunity. Grasp that opportunity to pray. Just as Gunanidhi, and he gained Shiva consciousness. Remember, Shivoham, Shivoham. We want to become one with our Lord Shiva. Bore Sri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. While someone is in progress, Bhai Kishanji will lead us in a beautiful bhajan.
जय शंकर भोले, जय शंकर भोले, जय शंकर भोले, जय शिव शंकर, जय शिव शंकर, जय शंकर भोले। सब देवों में देवो निराले, जय बम बम भोले। जय शिव शंकर, जय शिव शंकर, जय शंकर भोले। सब देवों में देवो निराले, जय बम बम भोले। ओ महादेव तू ही, तू सब वेदों का संता पहरा। सागर मन तन में निकला, तूने अपने घंट हरा। संता पहरा, सागर मन तन में निकला, तूने अपने कंठ हरा। इसीलिए है प्राणी तुझको नीलकंठ भोले, इसीलिए है प्राणी तुझको नीलकंठ भोले। सब देवों में देव निराले, जय बम बम बोले। जय शिव शंकर, जय शिव शंकर, जय शंकर भोले। सब देवों में देव निराले, जय बम बम बोले। दम 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 डमरू बजाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया दीप जगाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। दम 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 डमरू बजाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया दीप जगाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। बजाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया दीप जगाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय। दम 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 डमरू बजाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया दीप जगाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। हे शिव शंकर परम मनोहर सुख बरसाने वाले। जुटते तार से भव से तार से शंभो बोले भाले, शंभो बोले भाले। हे शिव शंकर परम मनोहर सुख बरसाने वाले। जुटते तार से भव से तार से शंभो बोले भाले, शंभो बोले भाले। हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः
बोले श्री उमापति महादेव की जय। मेरे devotees and bhaktas, Kalauchai, please stand as you join in our final Purnamahuti offering, followed by our Aarti this evening. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushte Vardhanam Urvaruka Meva Bandhanat Michur Mukshe Mampratat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushte Vardhanam Urvaruka Meva Bandhanat Michur Mukshe Mampratat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvaruka Meva Bandhanat Michur Mukshe Mampratat. Om Sarvam Ve Purnagvam Shanti Swaha. We offer Achman. Om Sarva Papaharam Devyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayaratam Grihanam Parameshwara. Om Varaspati Rasura Bhutoyo Ganyu Ganyutamaham Agrahana Sarvadevanam Dupoyam Pratigrahitam. Everybody take blessing. Om Bhut Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Hara 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 Mahadev. 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 Jai Shiva Om Hara Prabhu Hara Shiva Om Hara. Jai Shiva Om Hara Prabhu Hara Shiva Om Hara. Om Hara 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 Mahadev. Om Hara 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 Mahadev. एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे. हो एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे. हनसानन गरुडासन वृषवाहन साजे. बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम. बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदर. उमापति महादेव की. दो भुजे चार चतुर भुजा दस भुजति सोहे. हो दो भुजे चार चतुर भुजा दस भुजति सोहे. तीनों रूप निरत का त्रिभुवन जन मोहे. ओम हर 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 महादेव. ओम हर 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 महादेव. ओम नमः शिवाय. अक्षमाला बनमाला मुन्नमाला धारी हो अक्षमाला बनमाला मुन्नमाला धारी चंदन मृगमर सोहे बोले शशिधारी ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव। शंकर भगवान की श्वेतांबर पीतांबर भागंबर अंगे ओ श्वेतांबर पीतांबर भागंबर अंगे ब्रह्मादिक सनकादिक प्रेतादिक संगे बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम। ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवा जानक अभिधेका हो ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवा जानत अभिधेका प्रणवासर में शोभित ये तीनों एका ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर हर हर। शंकर भगवान की त्रिगुण स्वामी जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे हो त्रिगुण स्वामी जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे कहत शिवानंद स्वामी मनवांचित पावे बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम बोलो सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम। जय शिव ओंकारा प्रभु हर शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा प्रभु हर शिव ओंकारा ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव। My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, this evening while we perform Aarti to Lord Shiva and while we invite His presence into our lives, this evening let us blend our voices beautifully. Let us clap and rejoice this evening as we terminate a beautiful evening of devotion to the feet of Lord Shiva. बम बोले हरे मोर मन कामना पूरा करे बम बोले हरे मोर मन कामना पूरा करे मोर मन कामना पूरा करे मोर मन कामना पूरा करे बम बोले हरे मोर मन कामना पूरा करे। बाकी दाम पर गंगा किदार पर गंगा किदार बाबा की दाम पर गंगा किदार सबके रतवा बाबा दुआ सबके रतवा बाबा दुआ बम बोले हरे मोर मन कामना पूरा करे बम बोले हरे मोर मन कामना पूरा करे। जगदम जगदम जगदम्बा देवी देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी जगदम जगदम जगदम्बा देवी देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी अरे देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी जगदम जगदम जगदम्बा देवी देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी। ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय। महादेव की शंकर भगवान की। Let us all clasp our hands together in prayer, in prarthana. Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तरस्र मे कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा कुर्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिं सुबहुतं करोमि यज्ञं सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि. Together as one family we pray. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bandhu tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva sarvam mama deva deva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. With hands clasped together, turn to the person next to you as you say Sitaram. Shakabarak Hore Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Shakabarak Hore Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. This evening, my dear friends, as we say Sitaram, we bow to the divinity within each and every one of us. For Bhagavan is here, there, and everywhere. Shakabarak Hore Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. बोले गजानन स्वामी की, उमापति महादेव की, आज शक्ति दुर्गा माता की, पवन पुनर्मान की, बोले सत्य सनातन धर्म की. Jai Jai Sitaram. You may have your respectful seats this evening. Let me take the opportunity to thank Bhai Kishanji and Media Concepts 29 for, of course, live streaming our satsang and taking our satsang to the home of many devotees. This evening also, let me say a special thank you to the members of our group joining with us this evening, to Amirji, Drumsy, special Sitaram Bhagwan blessings to you, to Dinesh, to Mr. Bihari, and of course to Uncle Zim. And joining with us this evening, of course, is Mr. Kishore Ramdat, well known as Wizzy. Special Sitaram and Bhagwan Shankar blessings to you. My dear devotees and bhaktas, do join with us tomorrow evening for, of course, another evening of devotion. Tomorrow as well, we will be, of course, having that Jagaran, keeping vigil throughout that night, where we worship Lord Shiva throughout the beautiful night of Mahashivratri. You can join with us to make your offerings throughout that night. I invite you to join with me tomorrow morning from 4 to 6 a.m. It's not my usual program, but it's special programming on 103.1 FM. Join with me as we, of course, join in beautiful pravachan and devotion to Lord Shiva. Until tomorrow, Jai Sitaram. Uncle Zim, lead us now.
So, someone सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई मेरे तेरा नाम एक साचा तो जाना कोई तेरा ना कुछ मेरा, ना कुछ मेरा ना कुछ तेरा, ये जग जोगी वाला फेरा। फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया, फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया, पाप कटती कोई दुख के सब साथी, दुख में न कोई। जीवन आनी जानी छाया, जीवन आनी जानी छाया, ज्योति माया ज्योति काया। फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया, फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया, पाप कत दी दोई सुख के सब साथी, दुख में न कोई। मेरे राम तेरा नाम एक साचा दूजा न कोई। बाहर की तू माँ के पाके, मन के भीतर क्यों न जाके, उजले तन पर मान किया, उजले तन पर मान किया, और मन के महलन धोई सुख के सब साथी, दुख में न कोई। मेरे राम तेरा नाम एक